Heyo. Heyo. G'day everyone, my name's Sam and this is Undesigned. So Dropbox rebranded. So on October 3rd, Dropbox underwent a pretty radical rebrand that was immediately met with some heavy criticism. It's been referred to as hipster and pandering in a scrambling effort to stay on trend. The overhaul was a completely new direction for the brand. The old identity was pleasant and it was playful and everything felt interwoven and unified and really friendly. There were smiley faces on everything. The new identity, however, embraces difference and experimentation, and it's designed to confront and challenge users, I think. In contrast with the old brand, it's now bold and it's daring and it's creative where it previously wasn't. There's a pretty heavy use of vibrant complementary colours. There's a mishmash of all these different weird and wacky colour schemes. And there's also a new focus on white space and huge borders of padding and stuff like that. They've utilised a lot of experimental and abstract imagery. It's clear they're no longer selling just storage, now they're selling creativity itself. One of the main issues that I'm seeing people have with this rebrand is that it's too drastic a change. People think that it's so far removed from the brand identity that it once was that it's almost unrecognisable. Now, Dropbox is still a market leader in the cloud storage game, but they are steadily declining. According to CloudRail, between November 2016 and March 2017, Dropbox lost 16% of their market share compared to Google Drive, OneDrive and Box. So yes, the change was drastic, but their loss in market share was so drastic, and they clearly need a drastic change to stay ahead. Just earlier today, I was reading a Medium article where the author was saying that Dropbox killed off their previous identity as just a feature to re-establish themselves as the premier platform everyone thinks of when they want to create and share something. And I basically agree with that. It's clear that that's what they're trying to do. They're clearly trying to shift their business toward a more creative angle. So yes, it's a drastic change, but they need drastic change so that they can experience some drastic change, because fuck do they need it. Another problem that people are having with this rebrand is that it screams more than storage, but at the moment Dropbox is not more than storage. Dropbox is just storage and collaboration and writing on Dropbox paper. And while I agree that the whole selling creativity thing is pretty hubristic for a cloud storage company, I need to reiterate my last point, where as a business they need to start doing more than storage, because otherwise they're going to become irrelevant. They need to prove their potential for growth if they're going to continue. So don't be surprised in the coming months if Dropbox starts to introduce new tools and features to align with the whole creative angle that they're going for. And finally, the most common argument that I'm hearing is that people think that this new identity cheapens a previously trusted brand somewhat, that it's sweeping the rug from underneath loyal customers that were completely happy with the way that things were going. This is a pretty common argument made whenever a company rebrands. It's a very relatable feeling, but I think it's just a natural product of everyone's reluctance to change. There will always be a dip in public trust and public opinion whenever a brand undergoes any kind of change, let alone one as drastic as this one. Although ultimately, I think that as long as they change their functionality to suit the new brand message that they're going for, I think everything will be fine and we'll get used to it pretty soon. Personally, I think the redesign is a net positive. Having already recently moved from Dropbox to the Google ecosystem, I was already feeling that Dropbox was getting a bit stale and a bit dated, and I think any change in that situation is a positive one. Having said that though, the current solution just feels unrefined to me. It's clear that they're trying to embrace and celebrate everyone's uniqueness and how it all clashes when they come together and collaborate. But some of the colour combinations just don't look right to me. And I think the new typeface is particularly egregious. The way they've stretched it and made it full screen on a background that quite genuinely hurts my eyeballs. Overall though, is it effective? I think so. I think it communicates exactly what it intends to, and it's good to see that Dropbox recognised that change was needed for them to proceed. I just hope that the Dropbox design team can eventually, over time, get this to a point where it isn't so confronting and genuinely hard to look at sometimes. Anyway, that's what I reckon of the Dropbox rebrand anyway. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and just take note that the Medium article and the CloudRail statistics are down there in the description as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.